Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to Mouthing Off with Mike, the only wrestling podcast that is friends with Father Time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to my NXT Deadline Predictions episode here live on YouTube and, of course, Twitter here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mouthing Off with Mike. And we are live in living color here following a very, very awesome SmackDown nightcap on Boom Broadcasting. So if you're a fan of NXT, let's go ahead and get into these predictions here right after the classic Mouthing Off with Mike intro.
Mouthing Off with Mike, Mouthing Off with Mike, Mouthing Off with Mike.
Welcome in, everybody. NXT Deadline here, taking place tomorrow from Minneapolis, Minnesota. We've got a loaded match card. We've got 5 matches, 2 Iron Survivor matches. We've got a tag title match. We've got an NXT Underground match. And we've got an NXT Championship match here for NXT Deadline, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it with the first match here. We're going to start with the NXT Championship. We got Trick Williams defending his NXT Championship against Ridge Holland here, which, I mean, okay, I guess we didn't really have any other men in the NXT men's division to verse Trick. So Ridge is in. Interesting. I mean, Ridge single-handedly dismantled Chase U. Sad. So I hate Ridge Holland. I don't understand. I really don't. The logic here to have Ridge the Fridge here in this match, but all right, so be it. Let's talk about it. I mean, Trick Williams, he should retain this championship. I'm going to be honest with you. Obviously, we have this whole WWE transfer portal, transfer window coming up here. And, you know, you expect some NXT talent to kind of go to Raw and SmackDown and maybe vice versa. You know, maybe Raw and SmackDown superstars go to NXT. It's a strong possibility. It's a third brand now. I'm going to give the win to Trick Williams. I think Trick gets the win. And I think at some point, maybe if there is a transfer for Trick to the main roster, then I could argue he could drop the title on an NXT show, you know, shortly before or shortly after he's transferred over. I don't see Ridge Holland winning this championship whatsoever, in my personal opinion. I mean, I don't buy into Ridge Holland as an NXT champion, but hey, if Shawn Michaels is invested in Ridge Holland and he decides to pull the trigger and put the NXT title on him, I mean, he's a good heel. He's got natural heel heat. Nobody really likes him because of the whole shit a few years ago. And, you know, he ruined Chase U. I'm still not over it. I'm going to miss my Chase U. I'm still going to give the win to Trick. I think Trick's got to retain here. He needs a solid showing. Deadline is his premium live event. He had that crazy comeback at the Iron Survivor Challenge just last year. So Trick and still NXT champ. We got the NXT Tag Championships on the line. Just going to hold on a sec. Let me just go ahead and grab my NXT Tag Team Championship. Yeah, you know how we do here in this household. Big NXT Tag Team Championship guy. You know, me and my tag team partner, Kayfabe Keith. Shout out to Kayfabe Keith, the tribal Keith. You know, we went to Raw about 2 weeks ago, and we finally got to go together and wear these NXT Tag Team Championships around our waist. You know, hopefully one day we could take him to a WrestleMania. Hopefully maybe an NXT show. You know, we could show Axiom and Frazier a little bit about slow style. You know, because we're not that fast. Listen, I asked a question on social media about names that I could see going to Raw or SmackDown, and I think Frazier and Axiom are two names that I could see in the transfer portal. I think these two right here, those two right here. Oh, we're going to get it. We're going to get it one day. Those two right there. I think those two right there, they could be a great addition to the Raw or SmackDown tag team division. I'm going to go a little crazy here. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to give it to Miles and Tavion. I'm going to give it to the No Quarter Catch crew to become NXT Tag Team Champions. That is going to be the craziest prediction I probably give. But I think, truthfully, it's a strong possibility. They had a great showing in the Tag Team Battle Royal #1 contenders match on NXT. As much as I was pulling for the families, Luca Crucifino and Stacks, but one day we'll get there. We'll get them back. These will come back to the family, and we will throw Gabagool on these titles, and we will thrive. The family will hold all the gold. We'll get the Rizzo with the Women's Championship or the NXT North American Women's Championship. The family will hold all the gold one day. I pray. But I'm going to give it to the No Quarter Catch crew. I'm going to go crazy here. I'm going to give it to them. Give me a new NXT Tag Team Champions. Shout out to Kayfabe Keith and my tag team champion, my tag team partner. Let's look at it. We got a little NXT Underground. We got Lola Vice and Miss Parker, Jada Parker. Shout out to Jada Parker. Jada Parker. What an incredible promo Jada Parker had this past Tuesday on NXT. She came out with the brick demanding a match. Ava gave it to her, gave her a little NXT Underground. Lola, Jada, my goodness, this is a This is a tough one here. Lola Vice, former MMA. Jada Parker, just downright. She's got it. Jada Parker is going to be a star in a few years. Not yet. She will be. She got it. She's got it. She's got the look. She's got the vibe. She's got the attitude. She's got the promo. She's got it down. Ladies and gentlemen, she has it down. I'm torn here. It's a coin flip. I'm going to say Lola Vice wins. I just feel like the way this match will go is Jada will be all over her from the get-go. Lola will then hit her with a shot out of nowhere, whether it be an uppercut, whether it be a spinning back fist. I could very well see Lola squeaking this out and getting one of them lucky shots on Jada and winning this match. I think it's a strong possibility. I think it's going to be a good match. I think these two have had a nice little rivalry up to this point. I think you can make an argument that one of these women should be in the title picture conversation after Deadline is said and done. And once we kind of figure out what's going on with the women's Iron Survivor matches and what's going to happen with Roxanne and Cora and the rest of that women's division, which is absolutely fucking loaded. That women's division is stacked, man. You heard me talk about it the other week with Survivor Series when I was talking about the women's War Games match. It's stacked, it's loaded, it's to the brim. Like the NXT women's division it's insane. It's so good. It is so good. You got the returning of Gigi Dolan, the pairing with her of Tatum Paxley. You've got Lola and Jada going at it. You've got Fatal Influence. You've got Roxanne and Jay and Cora. You've got, oh my God, you've got Stephanie, Zarya, Julia, Sol Ruka, in the Iron Survivor matches later. The NXT women's division is just incredible, man. Shout out to Shawn Michaels. I can't say it enough. That division is untouchable, man. Like I by far, I will say the NXT women's division is a top tier division. It is. 100% it is. Yes, I am in fact typing this out on Twitter, and I am posting this on a quote because let's get the viewership up. Come on in here. Let's hang out. Let's talk a little NXT Deadline. But yeah, I think Lola, Jada should be a good one. I'm going to give the win to Lola. The NXT women's division is absolutely on fire. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We got the NXT Iron Survivor men's match. We got All Ego Ethan Page. We've got Javon Evans. We got Wes Lee. Nathan Frazier. I didn't even remember Nathan Frazier was in this match. Wait a minute. Hold on. Time out. Wait. Am I tripping? Oh, yeah. No, that's Nathan Frazier. So Nathan Frazier's doing double duty? Wait a minute. Where the fuck have I been? Hold on. Time out. Pause. Hold on a sec. Pause put the show on pause real quick. Hold on a sec. Am I absolutely off my rocker? Am I reading this right, folks? It is. Okay, I am in fact reading this right. Nathan Frazier's doing double duty tonight. Shout out to Nathan Frazier. Faster than a speeding bullet. Man's faster than lightning. Faster than a sonic boom, bro. He might be faster than the Flash. Wow. Okay. That really solidifies my no quarter catch crew winning the tag titles. If Nathan Frazier's in this match, then yeah, absolutely. They're going to drop the tag titles. All right, hold on a sec. Wait. I might be cooking here. I didn't even realize this. I knew Frazier was in this, and then I didn't realize it didn't click until this very point right now, live with all of you, that Frazier's pulling double duty tomorrow night. Shout out to Nathan Frazier, man. My man coming from the school of Seth Rollins, just absolutely tearing it up, man. There's a lot of indie wrestlers that are coming out of Seth Rollins' school right now that I've got my eyes on. A few from the women's division, and a few on the men's side, because the Black and Brave school, man, they got some talent coming through. Oh man, I don't even know who to pick. All right, let's play this. Let's play the process of elimination game. I don't think Eddie Thorpe will win, so let's just throw that one right out the mix. Eddie Thorpe, I don't think happens. Unless Eddie Thorpe gets attacked and replaced. That's a possibility. We still don't know who Stevie Turner and Robert Stone were looking at Tuesday night on NXT when they were shocked to see them there. And Eddie Thorpe technically bumped into Ava 2 weeks ago and knocked her down, and there was some beef there. Shawn Michaels grabbed that man by his throat. Could Eddie Thorpe get taken out by a Bloodline member? And could a Bloodline member replace Eddie Thorpe in this match on the cuff? Could it be Lance Anoa'i? I'm spitballing now. Now I'm really spitballing this out. Hikuleo? Fuck it, Jacob Fatu. SmackDown was in Minnesota tonight. Deadline's in Minnesota tomorrow. Could we get crazy? Yeah, my hair crazy. Don't look at my hair. I'm having a bad hair day today. Fuck. All right, so it's not Eddie Thorpe. That's out. Frazier, I don't think so, because he's going to be exhausted from the tag title match, depending on how this is structured. Depending on how this match card goes. I'm going to say no to Frazier. That leaves me Ethan, Javon, and Wesley. And if Trick does retain the NXT championship, you're going to want to heel. So that excludes Javon Evans from that mix. Now, I will think Javon Evans is going to get an incredible showing. So that leaves you Ethan Page and Wes Lee. Ethan Page, former NXT champion, lost it to Trick. I don't think it's Ethan Page. I don't think so. I don't think we go back to Page. It's got to be Wes Lee. Wes Lee hasn't really fought for that NXT championship. He's a heel now. He turned on his best friends, the Rascals. The Iron Survivor. My prediction, Wes Lee, the Cardiac Kid, ladies and gentlemen. I think it makes the most amount of sense on these names. I'm staring at this poster. I don't think Eddie Thorpe. I still think Eddie Thorpe gets attacked and they replace him with somebody like a Lance Anoa'i, maybe a Hikuleo. Frazier's going to be pulling double duty, so I don't think Frazier's in that mix. Javon's a face if you're going to assume that Trick retains. Now, if Ridge does win, then I could see Javon winning this. But is it too soon for Javon to be fighting for the world title, for the NXT title? Because I feel like for Javon, you want to... I think the first thing you start with Javon is because he's so fucking young. You start him in the Heritage Cup. You have him win the Heritage Cup for a few months. Then you kind of give him some feuds in between. And then when he's in his 20s, like, you know, let's just say like 21, have him win NXT North American Championship, hold it. Then, you know, you can make a decision. Do you want to make him the youngest NXT champion? Or do you want to like hold that off for a little bit and kind of stall him out? Because Javon Evans is going to have a trajectory towards the main roster at some point. But it's like he's so young, and it's the same thing with Roxanne Perez. Like, it's like, you better be sure, like the booking better be there to substantiate a call up of Javon Evans with how young he is. Because the second he goes to that main roster, that's it. He's there, and it's sink or swim. So I would keep Javon in NXT for a few years. I don't know if I would keep him longer than. I would keep him right at 4 to 5 years is the happy medium. If we start talking, red shirt freshman, fifth, sixth, seventh year senior, then, it is what it is. But I think you keep him bare minimum 3 years, and then you let him just run wild in the main roster. I'm going to give it to Wes Lee, man. Iron Survivor, Wes Lee for the men's Iron Survivor match. Let's talk about the women's Iron Survivor match. We got Ren Sinclair of the Ren QCC, baby. We got Julia. We got Sol Ruca. We got Zarya. We got Stephanie Vaquer. Oh, my goodness. Have mercy. Have mercy. Look at the next, I guess you could argue 5. Look at the next big 5 women for NXT. Ren Sinclair has won me over, ladies and gentlemen. She has won me over with her comedy relief to the No Quarter Catch crew. Some of the things that she's been able to do in these matches has impressed me. I've got high hopes for Ren Sinclair and her future. We know Julia, Stephanie, and Zarya have what it takes. We've seen them wrestle all across the globe. Zarya more so, in Australia. Julia and Stephanie, obviously, we've seen them in Mexico. We've seen Stephanie in AEW. We've seen Julia, in Stardom. We've seen them both mix it up in CMLL and AAA. So, Sol Ruca, she's a newcomer on the block. She's a NIL athlete. She's extraordinarily talented. The future, like I said, for the NXT women, that division is insanely loaded. That's why I don't think a lot of the men go for this transfer window with this whole, Netflix Raw thing. I think it's a lot of the women. I think a lot of women are going to have their number called to go to Raw and SmackDown, because you think about what you just opened up. You just opened 2 mid-card titles for Raw and SmackDown. You have a mid-card title in NXT now too, but you also have a tag division across Raw, SmackDown, and NXT that could use a little love right now too, and it could use some new competitors in the mix. So I think some of these women, I don't think Steph, Julia, or Zarya are a part of that yet, but I think you could make some arguments for some of these other women in NXT right now, potentially like a Cora Jade and a Roxanne and I don't want to say it, but a Nikita Lyons, I guess. But because like at this point for Nikita, it's sink or swim, girl. It's like we either get this shit going or we just, see you later, I guess, at this point. Let's talk about it. Ren Sinclair, I do not believe, is winning this match. The rest of these women, Julia, Sol, Steph, and Zarya, it's anybody's game. It is anybody's game. All right. Let's talk about it. Not only do we have basically all 5 baby faces in this match. Okay. You've got 3 of your big women signings coming out of 2024. Julia, Steph, Zarya. Sol Ruca is your homegrown talent. They have put a lot of stock into Sol Ruca. She has been big time. She had a fantastic showing in the NXT women's ladder match for the NXT North American Championship. Thought she was going to win at one point. She has had some really good matches. Julia, world-renowned talent. People clamoring about her. She's coming to NXT. Shout out to my good brother, David. My man was at WWE World with us. We met him, and he's a big wrestling fan. He comes back over. We end up linking up later that day after I got my my Bray Wyatt tattoo at WWE World. And he's like, yo, guess who I met? And I was like, who'd you meet, dude? He goes, Julia. I was like, no fucking way. Shows me the picture. He ended up getting picked up by the dirt sheets, and they aggregated it and everything. And I don't think they ever gave the guy fucking credit or tagged his socials or anything, which I thought was fucked up. Really thought that was cold. But he was the first person to get the photo of Julia at a WWE branded event, WrestleMania weekend in Philly. So shout out to my man. What a good brother. Who do you want to beat Roxanne? That's the real question. For me, I would like to see Soul win this. But when you have Stephanie and Julia in this match, I don't think Zarya wins this. I don't think it's Zarya. Who the hell do I have beat Roxanne? That's the real question here. Zarya NXT North American Championship. I could see it. Women's North American Championship. I'm stumped. I don't know who could win this. Any four of those women could win this. I got to pick somebody. Damn. Who the hell? I don't know. Mrs. Malinoff with Mike. Any takes here while we're live? My studio audience. Who do you think's gonna win this? You can give me a name. What do you think? Even the missus is stumped. She's looking at me crazy. She's like, don't do this, please. Please don't do this to me. I don't know who's gonna win this. I'm stumped, man. I am absolutely stumped, bro. Viewers, anybody, any predictions for this match? Because I really, outside of Ren, I don't think Ren's winning. Julia, Soul, Stephanie, Zarya. I do not know. All right, Stephanie. Julia's already had a match against Roxanne. Thanks to Cora, Roxanne retained on the debut episode of NXT on the CW. Sol Ruca hasn't fought for the NXT Women's Championship at this point. Zarya hasn't, neither has Steph. Well, I guess you could say neither has Ren. I still don't think Ren's winning. I think she's more like eat the pin or comedy relief or whatever her position is in this match. I think she's not winning. And of course, I'm going to say that she's going to end up winning, and it's going to completely blow my mind. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. If it hollers, let it go. I'm going to say Stephanie Vacour wins and is the Iron Survivor. I really don't have a clue. I am stumped. I have never been stumped on a match before. I'm not working it out. I'm not beating the piss out of this. Like, I have thought about this all day. And I've thought about, like, my predictions, where I'm going to go, where I'm going to take things, why I decide to go in this direction, right? I give you my reasoning. I have no clue. I'm going to say Stephanie. And I think you go Stephanie, Roxanne, have themselves an absolute banger. Stephanie wins the NXT Women's Championship. Roxanne Perez goes to Raw or SmackDown, becomes a Women's Intercontinental Champion before the end of 2025. I mean, unless you still can't leave Roxanne and Cora for the NXT Women's Championship on the table. It's a match that I've said should happen at some point. Zarya, dominant. It could be a good match for her to show her dominance. She's an absolute tank. That F10 is insane. Sol Ruca, the Soul Snatcher, is an insane move. Wow. All right, you know what? Stephanie Vacour, my Iron Survivor for the women's match. I am absolutely stumped, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you right now, NXT Deadline is always a very fun show. The Iron Survivor matches are super unique, super creative. I love it. You get pinned, you go into the penalty box, points and scores. There's a time limit. I think that's such a great concept. I think it makes I think it makes the action really well paced throughout. Shout out to my man, that guy Shadow, showing some love to us here on social media. Much love, my good brother. Much love. Yeah, I gotta go Stephanie Vacour here. Give me Stephanie and Roxanne for the NXT Women's Championship. Maybe you put the title on Steph. Maybe you just do Roxanne and Cora without the title, and Cora ends up fucking up and trying to help Roxanne and cost her the match, and Stephanie wins. Man, this is so tough because let's be real here. Stephanie, Julia have history. So if you put the strap on Steph, if you put the championship on Steph, you can rerun back Julia versus Steph from the is it Stardom? I think it was Stardom. Where's Dami Feds when I need him, man? He knows the inner workings of Japan wrestling and Japanese wrestling and the women's side. And where's Logan James when I need him? Logan, where did Julia and Stephanie happen? Where's my guy Logan James, damn it? When I need him to fact check me. I know Stephanie and Julia have linked up in the past. They've had a match or two. So I wouldn't be mad if Steph beat Roxanne down the line. You reignite that. I think Zarya, Soul you could put in an NXT Women's Championship picture. I think Ren and Zarya should go into NXT Women's North American Championship picture. I think Zarya should hold that. I think Zarya should be the one that beats Fallon Henley for that title. I'm going to be real there. I think that's the direction we head. So Stephanie probably beats Roxanne down the line, and then you get Julia, Stephanie, and you have a series of matches with them. I don't know. I'm spitballing here, folks. I've lost the plot, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, NXT Deadline tomorrow is going to be a hell of a show. Make sure you tune in because after NXT Deadline is off the air, as you know, if you can't get enough of me yapping about the graps, as my good friends at Black Masses and Constellations podcast will say, we like to yap about the graps. So tomorrow after Deadline, catch the Nightcap Deadline edition, typically 10 to 15 minutes after the premium live event ends. We will be live on Boom Broadcasting. I can now bring us back to the middle. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back and I'm in the middle. There we go. Now I'm really in the middle. Now I'm really formatted. Big format guy here tonight. But man, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute blast chopping it up for the last hour and a half when it comes to the Nightcap on Boom Broadcasting and my NXT Deadline predictions. I want to thank all of you for viewing, for hanging out with me here on a Friday night. I will see you all tomorrow after Deadline for the Nightcap. I'm out of here, guys. Go out there, enjoy professional wrestling. I'll see you tomorrow night. Have fun. These have been my NXT Deadline predictions. Catch the Nightcap tomorrow after Deadline. I'm out of here, folks.